Let's look at how to solve systems of linear inequalities. The first step to solving a system of linear inequalities is to start by graphing the given inequalities. And then we just determine where these solutions overlap to get the solution to this system. Let's look at some examples. Here I have the system x minus y is less than 1 and 2x plus 3y is greater than or equal to 12. Let's start with this one. I'm going to solve this for y. I'm going to move x to the other side to get negative y is less than 1 minus x. And then multiply through by negative 1 to get y is greater than x minus 1. So my y-intercept is negative 1 and my slope is 1. So I'm going to move up 1 over 1. Since this is just a greater than, this needs to be a dotted line. For this line, x minus 1. And then we need to figure out where we're going to shade on this line. In my previous video, when I showed how to graph these inequalities, I showed how to use a test point to solve and figure out which side to shade on. But that's actually not necessary. Since y is greater than x minus 1, we need greater than y values. So these y values up here, which tells me that this side of my line is going to be shaded. And that solves the first of my inequalities. My second inequality, 2x plus 3y greater than or equal to 12. I'm going to move the 2x to the other side to get 3y is greater than or equal to minus 2x plus 12. And divide by 3 to get y is greater than or equal to minus 2/3 x plus 4. So this has a y-intercept of 4 and a slope of negative 2/3. So for every 2 I go down, I should go over 3. Or for every 2 I go up, I should go left 3. Since this is a greater than or equal to, I'm going to use a solid line. And we'll get as close as we can here. And once again, I want y greater than or equal to. So this means I need larger y values, these up here. So my final solution here is just this region that's double shaded, just this region here. Next, let's look at the system x plus y is greater than or equal to minus 3 and 2x minus y is less than 7. For my first inequality, I'm going to subtract x from both sides to get y is greater than or equal to negative x minus 3. This tells me that my y-intercept is minus 3 and my slope is minus 1, so I should go down 1 and over 1. And since this is a greater than or equal to, I can use a solid line. I need y greater than or equal to, so I need the y values above this line. So I'm just going to draw these little arrows to indicate that I should be shading on this side of the line. For my second equation, or my second inequality rather, I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides to get negative y is less than negative 2x plus 7. And then multiply through by negative 1 to get y is greater than 2x minus 7. This tells me my y-intercept is negative 7, and I have a slope of 2, so I should be moving up 2 and over 1. And since this is just greater than, I need to use this dotted line to indicate that this line actually is not part of the solution. It's just there to show us the boundary. Once again, I need y greater than, so I need bigger y values. So this time I'm going to shade on this side of the line. And so this region up here is the only one that's shaded by both the red line and the blue line. I need to be both above the red and above the blue. So this region right here would be my solution. Let's look at one more. Let's start with my first equation. X minus y is less than 2, my first inequality. I can subtract x to get negative y is less than negative x plus 2. And then multiply through by negative 1 to get y is greater than x minus 2. So my y-intercept is negative 2, and my slope is 1. And this should be a dotted line since y is just greater than this value. So we'll go ahead and draw out this dotted line. And since we want y greater than, we're going to need to shade above the line where the greater y values are, where there are bigger y values. So I'm going to once again draw these little up arrows to indicate I'm shading up. My middle equation, negative 2 less than or equal to x is less than 4. This is actually two equations in one. It does tell me x is bigger than negative 2 or equal to negative 2. So here's the line x equal to negative 2. And I want x to be bigger than, so I'm shading on this side of this vertical line. In addition, I need x to be smaller than 4, which would be this vertical line here, x equal to 4. And this time I'll use a dotted line. Since we do not include this, we need x to be strictly less than 4. And since it's a less than, we're going to need to shade to the left of it where the smaller x values are. So in this case, I'm going to be between these two vertical lines. Finally, y is less than 3. Y less than 3 tells me that I have a horizontal line at y equal to 3, and that it's dotted since I'm just less than 3. In addition, since y is less than 3, I need to shade below this line. I need to shade on this side. So I need to shade above the blue line, between the red lines, and below the green line. So this region right here,